All right, guys. Thanks. Welcome to Elation. Thanks for joining us today. We are with Kendall Thomas.
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you
Good, man.
doing?
Good.
Good to see you
Good,
again,
man.
man.
Good to see you again. Big producer, work with all kinds of people, killing the game right now. But let's talk a little bit about your background because we're gonna move into what you're doing now. But let's talk about things that nobody really knows yet. So where you from? Let's start there.
I'm actually from a small town called Angela, Louisiana. Population probably 200 people.
Wow.
Little, nothing. One horse town, no stores, just a little gas station, a hotel, and country roads.
That's
Where
awesome.
I'm originally from. Small, so it's hard to make it. It's from there.
How far away is that from New Orleans?
Almost 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours.
Probably 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Probably.
Is that north or west?
North.
North.
Covington,
Okay, so
that way.
yeah, okay, Covington.
Yeah.
Area. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What brought you down to New Orleans? When did you come down?
Well, what brought me down here, meaning music wise?
Well, no, just life. When did you move down here?
Well, I never moved. I always lived in the country, but I always networked in Baton Rouge, New Orleans. I was always here. Like I would drive down here. I literally used to put a keyboard in my car and drive to studios, giving away beats and singing. Like before I knew anybody.
Right.
That's how I started. Like nobody knew me, so I used to drive out here, and then I started connecting with people and working with people, and it kind of like built from there. But I was just a country boy. I just knew I wanted to do something, so I said, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, it's hard to make moves in the country. There's too many trees.
It is. It's nothing.
Not enough concrete.
Right.
But well, that's great. So music really brought you to New Orleans. When did you start doing music?
Man, I didn't know I could sing till I was 15 because I had such a hard upbringing. When you in survival mode,
Right.
you're not thinking about singing.
Right.
So when I found out I could sing, I started doing contests and stuff like that. But seriously, I didn't start doing it until I was like 20, 21, when I first started doing it and like professionally. So, but I don't know. It's just like everything that happened with music was something because something tragic happened. Music is always like
a savior.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. Yeah,
yes.
It saved me many times.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's something you can't explain to people who don't understand.
They
music.
don't, man.
It's not. There's an attachment there.
It's not. It's like
it's
in
a
my
therapy.
soul.
It's a meditation.
It is.
It's a release.
It's very therapeutic.
100%. And you can put all of your anger, or your sadness, or all your anything that you're feeling at the moment into a song, and somehow when you're done, you feel that
you feel better.
Yeah, that weight lifted.
Yes,
Yes.
So I love it.
It's definitely the best therapy.
I love it, man.
100%. Well, and that's one thing that's always attracted me to music is it doesn't matter what language you speak, doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter. We could literally be listening to the same song and have the same feeling.
Yes, because it's a spiritual thing.
Right.
Music is in your soul. It's
right.
Deep. That's why I love to make music of substance because I be wanting to touch people, motivate people because of the stuff I went through. I feel like they can relate to it. Like I be wanting to change. Like I want to change people's moods, lift them up. That's like most of what I do because I understand where they coming from. I understand the pain. When you don't have nobody else, no outlet, music is like something you can go to always. It's gonna be there.
Absolutely. Any of their family members do music or?
No, my mom can sing and my dad can sing. But they never did music. My mom just sing all the time.
I got you.
But nobody else in my family do music.
Did you get the bug in church, or how did you get the bug?
Never. Like, I don't know, man. I was singing. Honestly, I was on the phone with one of my friends from school singing, and they was like, "You sound good. You should do it." That's what made me.
Hey, listen.
I didn't even notice
somewhere.
it. I didn't even notice it because when you in so much.
Oh yeah,
you
no.
Think about no music.
Right.
So that's what. I didn't grow up in the church. I feel like if my gift would have been nurtured at that age, I probably would have been, man, it would have been amazing. But, everything got its time.
Right, 100%.
So, yeah, man.
Well, maybe your time is to nurture somebody else.
Yes.
And to get them.
I definitely am.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to give back.
Yeah, you do.
Give back.
You do.
So what were some of your, I would say, what were some of your deepest moments where you were struggling to get out of and music saved you?
Man, a lot, man. I dealt with a lot of abuse. Well, as an older person, when I was old, I always been alone. So like, I've had a lot of tragic. My sister dying in front of me, 2012. She died. That music saved my life from that because that was still something I still deal with every day. Um, just life, man. Like I can't even say a time because when you in life and you trying to survive and you by yourself, it's always a up and down. You always running into walls. So, but the most time, I would say my sister, losing my sister, like
Yeah,
that was like,
it's tough to see
man,
somebody in front of
yeah,
you.
that was my best friend too. Like that was,
I don't have a it's not a similar experience, but I have an experience with something like that. My best friend, who was also my business partner, passed away. It'd be 2 years ago, October. And I'm the one who found him on the floor and did CPR and all that stuff. So seeing that,
yeah, it changed.
moment,
It,
it definitely isn't
it
something that doesn't register. It
nah,
doesn't change your thought process, your life. I mean,
it don't
they feel like I approach things in life differently
because of it.
because of that
Yeah,
moment.
you're right.
Between that and my dad, those two were big moments in my life like that, and then it changes the way you see death, the way you see life,
Life, yeah.
the way you
Appreciate
approach.
life, the way you
Absolutely,
look at them.
absolutely. That the time clock is ticking.
It is,
you
it
know.
is, and ain't nothing promised. Every second you can be gone in a second. So I mean, but like I said, music. Coming back to music, that's why music is so important. Because if we didn't have music, I promise you, this world would probably it'll
Uh,
be going crazy.
100%. I'll share with you something pretty, personal. When my father was in the hospital the last couple days, and I mean it was kind of obvious that he was having organ failures back to back to back to back, and they had moved him to
Dang.
a wing of the hospital that there was nobody else in. I was sitting there thinking like, I kind of knew what was going
gonna
on,
happen?
but I
Wow.
wasn't really ready to accept it. So I'm yelling at the nurses and trying to get everybody paying attention. Um, but the one thing that, because my dad was starting to kind of go where he wasn't really responding
Right.
and kind of going off into his own little worlds and hallucinating, in the end you start hallucinating when your mind starts to kind of
They say when you get close to
to
death,
go,
like stuff
yeah.
like that happens.
And but the few moments that we shared that were real in those times, I played music on my phone
Wow.
and I got him to respond to music. He started
Wow.
tapping his toe, started moving
Wow.
his finger.
That's
He couldn't
dope.
speak to us, but
But he can feel the music.
he would hear things, and
See what I'm
it
saying?
made me feel better because it made me feel like I was helping him, but
Yeah.
also it was like that moment of
And it gave you a sense that he can feel you was there and he
right,
was
right,
still,
right,
able to understand what was going on. See,
right.
music is very important,
It's
man.
very
It's like,
powerful.
music is the soundtrack of your life, pretty much.
No, 100%.
It's like it's a song for every mood.
Right.
And I feel like it's one of the most important things in the world to me. Like I love it. I do music free it doesn't matter. I do it all
Listen,
the time.
the one thing that music people don't understand, or excuse me, non-music people don't understand,
Yes.
is that we don't do this for the money.
No.
It's not about the
It's
money.
not.
It's not about the fame,
It's
the
not.
fortune. True music people are doing this for the feeling,
Yes.
and the feeling of what our music would give back to somebody else.
Yes, of course.
Because
Man.
there's those moments that, like, I mean, and it was Bob Marley for my dad and I,
I
but
love Bob Marley, yeah.
so like those moments of connecting.
Yeah.
If I can do a song that someone connects in their lifetime with something like that, that is the experience that we want.
That's it.
That is the give back we want.
That's it. That's why I always focus on timeless music. Like I don't knock no musician because whatever your art is, that's what you do. That's your own reputation. But I feel like I be wanting music that's gonna touch people in a way to make them look at like make them feel a certain way, lift them up, or make them like realize life is short. Why don't
There's a
stress out.
lesson.
Yes,
There's short story lessons in all of them.
It is, man. I love it, bro.
Tell us a little bit, because I know a little bit about your story. I know you were homeless for a little bit. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that moment, and not to put you on the
That was
spot,
horrible.
but I mean, listen. I'll be honest with you. I one thing that I experienced a lot, and when I moved to LA, was very, very, very talented people living out of their cars.
I know.
And
I used to listen. I lived in West Hills. I know.
So, my business partner, the one who passed away, Malcolm Tariq Smith, RIP. When I met him, I had just opened up my studio on Burbank Boulevard.
I know.
And he was an engineer for Malik Yusuf with good music. And they came in doing a charity project in the studio. And they worked in the studio for about a week. And Malcolm worked pretty much 24/7 during that week. And I thought he was staying in the car just because he was working on the project. And then the project ended.
And he was still in his car.
And Malcolm and I had come to a point where he and I got really close really quick. And he knew I needed an engineer. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna work here with you, blah, 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 blah. And
Right.
so 2 days after that situation, I walked outside and he's sleeping in the car. I'm like, what?
Right. What are you doing?
Where's your spot? Is it too far away to drive? Because LA is crazy.
Yeah,
it might be
LA
3 hours away. You know?
Right.
Like, no, man, this is my spot. I'm like,
I
I look in the back of the car. I'm like, damn, man, get your ass inside, man.
Right.
Don't sleep in the car.
But you know what? That's your struggle is what prepares you for what's coming. So I embrace my struggle. When I was homeless, I was sleeping outside in the back of my pastor's yard in Alabama. Like he had an old 1960s mobile home, no air, no nothing. It wasn't nothing, no electricity, and it was wintertime. So I was sleeping back there, trying to build, trying to network. I mean, homeless actually teaches you a lot of stuff.
100%.
And it makes you respect people more because, you see homeless people and everybody be like, oh, don't give them no money. You don't know. People just because a person homeless, that don't mean they was alcoholic or everybody fall on hard times. And that makes you look at life different. So I'm not gonna say I'm glad I went through it, but the lessons that I learned from being homeless, it was something that helps me every day. I look at things different. I don't.
Oh, just seeing it humbled me, and listen, I'm not comparing it whatsoever, but I moved to LA. I didn't bring my car because I didn't know how long I was staying. And I didn't get an apartment because I wanted to figure out the industry.
Yeah.
So I opened up my studio and I lived in the lobby for 18 months.
That's smart, though.
Showered at 24-hour fitness.
That was smart.
And when you put yourself in those situations, you find out who you are.
You do.
And you find out what life's truly about, I feel like, because, life is not about the possessions.
It's not.
Life is about the motivation that you give yourself and you give other people.
Exactly.
And those can't be replaced by possessions.
No, but you know what I realized? People that go through the most, they the best people.
Oh yeah,
they the best people.
Well, we can go on spiritually, or whatever you believe in. But if you believe in reincarnation,
I do.
I believe that the handicap or the socially awkward, where people have had the most lives on this planet and they're learning their last lessons because they've been through their good lives. Now they're learning the hard lessons.
Well, I ain't never think about it.
And because if you think about it, have you ever met most handicapped people that are really truly handicapped are beautiful, happy people.
They are.
There's not a lot of them that are negative and that bring you down and want you to be down and think about them in a negative light.
Yeah.
That is not the way they live their life.
Yes.
So if you think about being, if your life or your soul has gone through so many lifetime issues that this experience isn't that big a deal for you,
right?
And you're gonna make the most of it.
And that's I never thought about it.
Crazy, right?
That's a good way to look at it, man. I believe in reincarnation. I feel like people come here before, they done been here before, and I found out people with the least stuff are they the happiest people. The
Right.
people that's angry and mad, those people are always trying
Oh,
to get the newest
100%.
car, the newest house, the newest this, the newest that. When you none of that stuff matters,
No,
man. None
it's
of
a
that.
simple
It don't
moment of
matter.
remember if you ever cleaned out your house or your apartment and gotten rid of all the things you don't use and things that are just kind of in the way, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden you look around, you just feel better.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. It's just like
get all this crap off my back.
yes,
You
it's
know,
like the
responsibility is a weight.
it is, and
It
it's a
is a
constant. Every time you turn around, something happens.
yep.
It's like with a car. You know, I lived in big cities. People take buses. They don't have to worry about no car insurance. They don't have to worry about no tires. Everything that you own or possess, it has responsibilities,
Right.
and stuff gonna go wrong. So that's more problems that you. So it's like the least you have, the more happy you are. You know, so
As long as we got music, right?
man, I can live in a
As
box
long
of
as we
music.
got music,
As
right?
long as I got music, music is everything.
That's
man.
awesome.
I love
What
it.
so talk about a little bit about your career. What who are some of the people that you've worked with that you want to mention and appreciate being a part of their career and stuff?
Well, some of the biggest people like that's very influential. I'm gonna say Master P. Working with him was amazing. Because I idolize him. I idolize him. Mac was
Yeah,
on. He
yeah.
just walked in here. That's a person that I
Shout
look
out
up
to
to.
Mac.
Shout out to Mac. That's a person that I'm telling you, literally, when we started recording, I knew all his songs. You know, rehearsals is mandatory, but I knew all the songs.
Right.
You know, so it's like people like Mac, P, BG, Mike. I did some stuff with Boosie Webby, but I'm gonna say those are the top. Master P, BG, and you know, and Mac, because I idolized them coming up.
Right.
They made me want to do music. So it's like just I feel like I reached success just by working with them. Like I don't even like if I don't do nothing else,
Right.
working with the people that inspired me to do music.
Just being around them. Just being
Man,
around them makes you feel like you're
yes,
doing something right, or at least my life brought me in the right space.
yes,
'Cause
yes,
it's crazy
man.
being around guys like Mac and you know the No Limit guys, because growing up listening to them,
That's all I listen to.
that's all you listen
Literally,
to.
all I listen to.
So you know, it's just it's a going back to humbling experience. It's a humbling experience
It
when you
is,
find
man.
yourself in the room with the people you used to listen to,
Man,
because it makes you feel like, all right, I all those hours I spent, I projected this.
yeah, seriously.
I made this happen somehow by spending all those hours listening.
And it's crazy because, dude, literally a lot of times when I bought their albums, I couldn't even afford them. I walked to the records, bought the CDs, you know, when they had
Right.
the CDs with the, because
Oh,
I
yeah,
wanted
all
to
the
see
colored things,
with
yeah.
the cover. Like, and then
yeah.
it's like to just be, just
Well, you used to
like,
buy the CD and used to get a poster inside.
yeah, like
You know,
I used to want to
why-
get
yeah,
the CD,
yeah.
and I used to be like, dang, bro, these dudes doing it, and they from here, and it's just like, man, they coming from this place, and if they made it, I feel like I can make it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
Oh,
And
I
just
definitely
being-
rocked the P basketball jersey. there
Come
for
on,
a
we
while.
all
Oh, absolutely,
we all have,
absolutely.
man. We all have.
Well, that's awesome. So, you were talking a little bit about BG. I know you did some work with him just recently. Why don't you talk a little bit about that experience and what he's like, and being back, and you know, because that's always a hard
It is
transition.
It is, but I'm so happy for him because our BG working right now, he is killing it. Like and the fact that how we connected is because like I was recording a song in the studio one day, and I DM'd it to him, and I was like, I got some, listen to it, and he was like, text it to me, and I texted to him, and he was like, this is, you know, it's dope, I like it, and then we did that song, and he ended up sending me a song. It's like, man, could you get on this song? And it was just, and it's like it's a good feeling, man, because I swear, like just like him and man, I know they songs by heart.
Right.
So it's like it's working with people like that, man. It's just it's the feeling more so the accomplishment. I feel like I get more enjoyment in how it makes me feel versus just a lot of people want to make it for fame. Like everybody want to make money off what they do, of course.
Right.
But I don't care about that. Like I just want to do what I love to do with the people that I admire the most.
If you don't love it, it's short lived. No
Yeah.
matter if you make it or you don't,
Yeah.
because at some point you're gonna have to dig in yourself and be real with what's going on, because money in music isn't constant.
It's not.
It's either one big check or no check.
Oh, it's not. It's up and down. And it's all about I feel like it's all about your energy, because you retract certain things with your mindset. Like the people like Mac, I still don't even know how me and Mac connected. I don't even know how that happened.
Right.
Like, but I feel like because the energies, certain
100%.
energies in the universe to connect.
100%. Listen,
That's
like I
why,
said,
you know?
those hours we spent putting in all that time, we projected this stuff.
Yeah.
How I met all these guys was I had the studio in Burbank, and a friend of mine was shooting for Silk, and they were shooting a part in a music video that they needed a studio in, and they
Wow.
booked me for the music video shoot.
Wow.
And that's how I met Silk, and that's how I know everybody now.
Dang.
Like, so because of that one little situation, which was like an hour and a half situation,
Wow.
now I'm involved with the entire No Limit crew. So it literally it's those moments in life that I feel like we don't even know we're projecting. That's why we're not in control of the situation
At all.
You
But
know?
everything that I do, I'm never thinking about I'm about to come up. I'm always like, I just love what I do, and I want to connect with people that I love to work with. I don't care. I see me, if it's a talented artist, I don't care if you at the bottom or you're at the top. I like working with people that love what they do and is passionate about what they do.
Right.
That's more important to me. Because if you working with people that love what they do, the money gonna come. Because you focused on creating versus focused on I gotta make this for some money.
Right, 100%.
So that's
Well, it's not, like I said, it's not long lasting like that.
No, it's not.
Who are your top 5 producers that you think in the industry that either that you want to work with or you've worked with?
Man, KLC.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I won't say KLC. I like Beats by the Pound too.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I want to work with Mike Will too.
Mike Will's cool.
The Metro Boomin.
Yeah, he's got some dope stuff.
And I want to work with Hit Boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who doesn't want to work with Hit Boy? Especially right every year he's got that rotation, man.
I like Hit Boy because it seems like he got a love for what he do. And I look at that with people. Like, I don't like to work with cocky, arrogant. I like to see people when they doing what they doing. It's an enjoyment,
right? 100%.
And that's what attracts me to
It
people.
was funny. I worked with Jazzy Faye not too long ago, and
I want to work with him too. He dope.
Listen,
Jazzy dope.
There was music was obviously dope, but to be in the industry that long.
And still be relevant.
And, not even be relevant, to love what you do
still
so
love
much.
what you do.
I mean, that dude, he didn't leave the chair in the studio, in the A room. Like, really? I mean, 14, 15 hours a day. Like, nobody else outworked Jazzy the whole time. Wow. And he's in there dancing, laughing.
The energy. But see, that's how you know. When you see people like that, you know they love what they do.
Right. It's nothing to do about anything else but the music.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that's what you can't get. Like music, nothing can make you do that with music. Nothing can make you feel like that but music. And I found that musicians are the happiest people when they in it, like they're the happiest people.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's I don't know, man. It's unexplainable.
No, agreed. Well, speaking about happiness, because elation is peak happiness. That's what elation means. So I'd like to ask you, what brings elation in your life?
Man, just the people that I love to be at peace and happy. That's why I'm doing this. To make sure my family and the people I love is straight. To see them good, that makes me happy.
Right.
That's why I'm do everything that I do every day. So
that's real.
And if they not, I'm not.
Right.
Regardless, I can make music. If I feel like my family not happy, I'm not in a good mood. I'm not, so that's pretty much all that matters, because all this stuff can be gone.
Right.
It wouldn't matter at the end of the day.
100%.
So yeah, that's it's simple for me.
Awesome. Well, good answer, man. Good answer. Well, I want to thank you for coming through today.
Man,
and
I appreciate you.
Where can we find you social media wise?
I am Kendall Thomas, social media on TikTok and Instagram. I am Kendall Thomas. And I think on my Twitter is I'm Kendall Thomas. I am I and M. But Instagram is I am Kendall Thomas.
I am Kendall Thomas.
I am Kendall Thomas.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for coming through today for Elation, where we find exhilarating euphoria through creation and collaboration.
I love it, man.
Yeah, thank you guys, and
you're welcome. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.